If you're the kind of person who likes to spend a lot of time on the internet, whether it's on Twitter, what else, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the usual, all the social webs. This is the time of the year where people are throwing around all kinds of ideas to boost sales, especially since we've come off of the big ones. What's it called? Black Friday. What else? And all those other festivals, particularly the American retail-driven festivals, if we can call them that. So there are lots of ideas right now about how it is you can boost your sales, and there's some of that going around in Nigeria because I've seen folks on Instagram and Twitter talking about how you can come up with special tactics and tricks to boost your sales this season. Now, one of those ideas that I've seen put up by a wedding planner who I know personally is the idea of having a Christmas themed pop up. I think that's how he styled it. And the idea behind it is to have outdoor events, around your store, if you have a store or an office location. Just have some quick outdoor events where you have people linger and hang around, talk to you so that they can see the products or services that you have to offer. And you should be able to boost your sales by getting new customers, not just for 2021, not just for December 2021, but hopefully to get some good business for 2022. Now, is that a good idea? Yes, it probably is a good idea because whatever it is that you can do to bring in revenue to cap the end of the year and also to get you some prospects for 2022, for the next year, depending on when you're listening to this. Assuming this is your first time of listening to the podcast and it already is December 2022. So it's a good idea to try stuff like that. But in my own opinion, I've always thought that instead of having a gimmicky or a tactic led way to grow your business, it's probably better to look for things that are much more long-term solutions. And so you're not constantly moving from tactic to tactic, from gimmick to gimmick, and then from promo to promo. Because while these things are useful and while they work, eventually you and your staff get bogged down because there will be the Christmas pop-up. And then when Christmas is over, there's going to be the New Year pop-up. Then when New Year's is over, there's going to be the Valentine's pop-up. And for those of us in the wedding and the event space, these are things that we can all build around because Valentine's Day, photos, cakes, parties, And then after the Valentine's pop-up, there's going to be the Easter pop-up. After the Easter pop-up, there's going to be the Eid Malud and Eid Fitri pop-ups. And then after those ones, you pretty much get the idea. It's pop-up after pop-up after pop-up, campaign after campaign, tactic after tactic, and it just comes across as tiring after a while for you and the staff. And then another reason why it's not such a good idea, I think in my own opinion, is because seasonal campaigns, apart from the fact that they might not be sustainable over time because they really drain on you guys, I think they encourage discount culture. And that's a way of training not just your staff, but also your audience to wait quarterly or monthly or whatever it is for the discounts that are going to come. So if people know that you're that kind of photographer or wedding planner who does the Christmas thing and then the New Year thing and then the Valentine thing and then the Eid Malu thing and then the Epiphany thing and then what else? Children's Day thing, just insert religious holiday or public holiday there. Then they might deliberately start waiting for some of these things to happen so that they can book your services or so that they can take advantage of those discounts. And so it's not a good idea. You're encouraging your audience to wait for the discount sign, and then you're also teaching your staff, your staff or your business partners, you're not training them to sell on value, but rather to sell on discounts. And that is not a good idea. It might, it's not a good idea. It might, sorry about that. One of my children was trying to get my attention. Where was I? Okay, yeah, so that's not a bad idea in itself. It's just that when you sell a lot on discounts, usually it's a race to the bottom. You have to keep dropping your prices for people to remain happy, and you kind of forget that the more discounts it is that you offer, the more that you have to sell. So it's counterintuitive, but let me repeat it again. If you keep offering discounts all the time, you actually have to sell and be more pushy and look for business a lot harder than other people who charge sustainable prices. So that's the reason why people in the luxury market, Bentley and Co. That's why Bentley and who else? People in the luxury goods market. That's why they don't have to hustle business like the rest of us, because the margins are huge. The margins per client, especially when people stick around for a lifetime, are huge, and so they can actually sit back and have all these branding campaigns that lasts for years and decades, and it looks like they're taking things easy, and that's because they have higher margins. So lower margins actually mean more work for us over the long term, and so because of these reasons, it's probably not a good idea to keep on going on with this festival-driven outdoor pop-up, things. But anyway, even though for these reasons I've shown that it might not be such a good idea, in the next episode I'm going to explore how I think they can be done properly, because even though there are these challenges, it's not an idea that is without merit, it's not an idea that is without value. So I will try and explore some ideas about how we can take some of the things that we've learned so far about the discipline of selling, how we can take that and properly execute all these outdoor events and pop-up things that are built around specific events and holidays. Oh, excuse me. So thank you very much for listening to the Sales for the Nigerian Wedding Industry podcast. I'm your host, Abuja-based sales consultant and event media professional, Tavishima Ayide. Thanks for your time and attention, and sorry for all the weird sounds and pausing and all that. I'm fighting through a throat infection right now, so sometimes breathing is difficult, and I have to, stop to clear my passages. So thanks, guys. I'll catch you guys at the next recording.